Tuco the Rat here. I'm going to do a little video on how to call shots. First of all, what does it mean to call shots? It means that you become visually aware of exactly where the sight is on your pistol as the bullet leaves the barrel. Ideally, you see the sight lift. If it's open sights, or if you have a dot sight, you see the dot lift. You see it just begin to lift. But in reality, unless you're shooting an open pistol where the recoil is dampened by mechanical means, with a regular pistol, carry optics pistol or a production pistol, you won't always see it lift. Sometimes you see it disappear, it'll just vanish. Especially the dot, it'll just poof, it's gone. So you won't, even though you don't see it always lift, if you pay attention to when it disappears, that's where the bullet went. And it's a skill that takes a while to learn. I'd like to share the experience with you, what it looks like on camera, and give you some hints on how to learn how to do this. And so anyway, that's what it is. Why do you do it? Because as soon as you learn to call shots, you will shoot a lot more accurately and faster. Because you know exactly where that bullet is going. It gives you the confidence to keep going, knowing that the shots you just shot were hits. And so it speeds you up, makes you a lot more accurate, and it's essential to continue to make progress and get faster and more accurate in the future. So it's very, very important to learn how to call shots. So how do you do it? I'm going to film some shooting here. Okay, so we're going to try to film the dot lifting through the optic lens with my goggle camera here, or my aim cam they call it. Okay, now that's recording. Let's see if we can do it. Here goes. Okay, now we're going to try to film in on the aim cam. We're going to try to film shot calling at 20 yards. Here we go. Okay, I call alphas, but the first one is going to be very low in the zone. The rest of them aren't too bad, but that first one on the right, I believe, is low in the zone. We'll see if I shot call it right. You know, I had one high, one low. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Hopefully you can see that. I gotta shut this off. Okay, shut off my goggle camera there. 20 yards, shot called. 20 yards, shot called. Okay, shot calling makes everything more accurate. And before I forget, I want to give credit to Steve Anderson for the books on shot calling on his podcast. I highly recommend Steve Anderson. Look him up on the internet. He's got a podcast. He's got 3 books that you got to get and read, and he's got drills in there and stuff. That's where I learned it. So, got to give credit where credit's due there. Okay, we're going to do it again. I'm going to shut this off. Okay, we're going to do some fast shooting. Hopefully capture the dot on the camera. There we go. 6 alpha, exactly what I wanted. Hopefully the camera saw it. Shot called, seen and called at speed. Hey, like that. Almost the same hole. Talking about grip like in my last video. That's where that comes from. The muzzle returning to the point of aim. Okay, taking a run at the plates with the aim cam on. All right, so anyway, that's calling shots. Hopefully those videos turned out when I can show you how to call shots. One other thing, how you learn to call shots. Okay, I showed you what it looks like to call shots. Now to learn to call shots, you kind of have to make yourself do it, okay? And the easiest way is you take your USPSA target like this, take a pen and punch a hole through the 4 corners, okay? Flip it over, take a Sharpie with a straight edge and outline the alpha zone, okay? And then you staple this on your regular target stand, all right? And then you tape, instead of taping with, I don't have the white tape with me, instead of taping with the brown tape on the front, you tape white tape on the back, okay? And you let the front get all shot up. And then because it's all shot up, you can't see where the bullets are going. So you take your shots at the shot up front, you call shots, you try to see what you did, and then you walk around behind your target and you look where your bullets came out, and you just tape them with white tape on the back. Okay, so simple, easy to do. If you do that consistently over and over again, you will learn to call shots and you'll learn to see that dot lift. And another idea, if you're having trouble, is try shooting a really dark background. Like take a cardboard and spray it black or dark brown or something, really dark. And sometimes the contrast will help you see it. Another reason to call shots, and you kind of know when you're getting close, is when, if you're watching that dot and just before it goes off, it dips a little bit. It dips and then it takes off. That means that you anticipated just a little bit. So it does 2 things really well. It stops you from anticipating because you're seeing what you're doing in real time. So anticipation can be a problem that creeps up on you if you shoot a lot. So it stops you anticipating. It also lets you know that you anticipated. And a lot of times you'll see, okay, I anticipated, but I still saw where it took off, so I know I'm still in the alpha zone. I'm okay on that shot. And then sometimes you'll realize, okay, I anticipated, but I'm okay now. I settle down and really start putting those bullets where I want them. So that's a clue. If you start to see that dip and take off, then you're getting close. You know, or you actually did see it. You did call the shot then. If you see the dot kind of wiggle and then vanish, that means you slapped the trigger, or just something with the trigger you didn't do right. It shouldn't ever do this horizontal stuff. See it wiggle like that and be gone. A lot of times that's a miss, and it'll be outside of that area where you thought it was. When I call shots accurately, it's not like a pinpoint, like a bullet hole. I know exactly where it went. It's within an area about like a soup can, probably about like that. You know, if I see it, it's somewhere in here. You know, so if it's close to the Alpha Charlie, you know, it might be an Alpha or Charlie, even though it looks like an Alpha to me. If it's on the edge, it might be a Charlie. If it's on the edge of the Charlie, it might be a D. You know, so it's not worth it to make up C's. It's worth it to make up D's, or a miss, of course. You know. So if it's out towards the edge of the cardboard, you make it up. If it's Alpha close Charlie, just leave it alone. You know, but shot calling helps a lot, and you need to have shot calling in order to progress to get faster and more accurate. And that's the next video I'm going to do.